Brothers and sisters, open your eyes. The signs are here. The warnings are clear. The word has spoken, and now we see prophecy unfolding before us. The time is not to sleep. It is to rise, to prepare, to stand firm in faith. The world is drifting into darkness. Look around. The world calls good evil and evil good. Corruption fills the land. Wickedness parades in the streets without shame. But this was foretold. The days of Noah are repeating. Violence, immorality, rebellion. This is not the time to be lukewarm. Choose this day whom you will serve. The love of many has grown cold. Hatred spreads like wildfire. Brother turns against brother. Families are divided. Betrayal is common and love is rare. Hearts are hardened and compassion is fading. But those who endure, those who remain steadfast in truth, will rise. False prophets and deception are everywhere. The blind lead the blind. Many claim to speak truth, yet their words contradict the word. False teachings flood the earth, and deception is celebrated. But those who are filled with the Spirit will not be fooled. Stay grounded in truth. Stay every word against the Scriptures. Wars and rumors of wars. Nations rise against nations. Conflicts erupt across the world. Fear spreads. Chaos grows. The earth groans with pain. But fear not. Those who are rooted in faith will not be shaken. Keep your eyes fixed on the promises. Earthquakes, famines, and pestilences. The earth trembles. Storms rage. Fires consume. Crops fail. Disease spreads. These are not random disasters. These are warnings. Signs written long ago, now happening before our very eyes. A wake-up call to the sleeping. The gospel is reaching the ends of the earth. The word is spreading. Every corner of the earth is hearing the truth. The message is reaching nations, tribes, and tongues. The final harvest is being gathered. The faithful are rising, and the mission is clear. Spread the truth, stand unshaken, live with boldness. A great falling away is happening. Many have turned from truth. Some once walked in the light, but now choose darkness. The world has captured their hearts. But listen, the faithful remnant remains. Those who refuse to bow to the pressures of this age will rise with power, with fire, with unshakable faith. The time is now. This is no time to wait. No time to play with the world. No time to be silent. The call is urgent. Strengthen your faith, prepare your heart, stand firm, for the signs are clear. The moment is closer than ever. The world is falling into darkness, and anyone with open eyes can see it. What was once unthinkable has now become normal. The things that people used to be ashamed of, they now celebrate in the streets. What was once hidden in the shadows is now paraded in broad daylight. The world calls good evil and evil good. Corruption, deception, and wickedness are no longer the exception. They are the rule. This is not a slow drift. This is a full-speed collapse into chaos. The moral foundation that once held everything together is being shattered, and the consequences are undeniable. Look at society today. People no longer value truth. They twist it, distort it, and reshape it to fit their own desires. They do not want to be corrected. They do not want to hear wisdom. They cover their ears and shut their eyes to anything that convicts them. They say, "Let me do what I want. Let me live how I please." But they do not realize that this path leads to destruction. When truth is removed, deception takes over. When righteousness is cast aside, wickedness takes its place. And what happens when a society turns away from truth? It falls into confusion, into division, into self-destruction. We see it everywhere. People are no longer satisfied with the way God created them. They reject their own identity, their own purpose, their own design. They seek to redefine everything. They say there is no right and wrong. They say there is no absolute truth. But deep inside, they are lost. They chase after things that can never satisfy them. They fill their lives with distractions, with entertainment, with temporary pleasures, trying to numb the emptiness inside. But the more they indulge, the more lost they become. Look at the rise in violence. Look at how quickly people turn against each other. Look at the division between families, between friends, between entire nations. Hatred is spreading like wildfire. People no longer seek peace. They seek to destroy anyone who disagrees with them. Love is growing cold, and bitterness is taking over. Instead of forgiveness, there is revenge. Instead of unity, there is war. And what does this produce? A world filled with fear, with anxiety, with hopelessness. And what about greed? The love of money has consumed the hearts of men. They will lie, cheat, and steal just to get more. They will step on others, destroy others just to climb higher. They are never satisfied. The more they have, the more they want. They will sell their souls for power, for status, for influence. And in the end, all their wealth will be worthless. All their power will crumble, because they have built their lives on sinking sand. Look at the entertainment industry. Look at the music, the movies, the television shows. What are they promoting? Sin, lust, rebellion. They glorify things that destroy the soul. They make wickedness look attractive. They make evil look fun. And people consume it without question. They fill their minds with filth and then wonder why they feel empty, why they feel broken, why they feel lost. The enemy has blinded them, and they do not even realize it. Children are being corrupted. The innocence of youth is being stolen. They are being taught lies from an early age. They are being shaped by a world that does not care about their souls. They are being led down a path that will destroy them before they even have a chance to know the truth. And parents are too distracted, too caught up in their own lives to see what is happening. Families are being torn apart, and no one is doing anything to stop it. And what about the church? Many have compromised. Many have chosen to blend in with the world instead of standing against it. They have softened the message, watered down the truth, made it more acceptable to those who do not want to change. They have traded conviction for comfort, holiness for popularity. They no longer preach repentance. They no longer speak of righteousness. They want to be loved by the world, but they do not realize that friendship with the world is enmity with God. The world is falling into darkness and time is running out. This is not the moment to be silent. This is not the moment to sit back and do nothing. Now is the time to wake up. Now is the time to open our eyes. Now is the time to stand firm. Because the battle is real, the enemy is working, and the signs are all around us. Darkness is spreading, but the light still shines for those who are willing to see it. The love of many has grown cold, and it is evident everywhere. People have lost the warmth in their hearts. What once held families together is now breaking them apart. What once built friendships is now tearing them down. Love is no longer the foundation of relationships. Selfishness has taken its place. The world has become cold, hardened, and unfeeling. Compassion is fading. Kindness is rare. People used to care for one another, but now they only look out for themselves. They pass by the hurting without a second thought. They turn their backs on those in need. The love that once held society together is vanishing before our eyes. Everywhere you look, division is increasing. Families no longer speak to one another. Parents abandon their children. Children dishonor their parents. Friendships dissolve over the smallest disagreements. People hold grudges for years, unwilling to forgive. They would rather be right than be reconciled. They would rather win an argument than save a relationship. The patience that once existed between people is gone. One mistake, one offense, and they walk away never looking back. Hearts have grown hard. Mercy has disappeared. The spirit of love has been replaced with bitterness, anger, and resentment. Betrayal has become normal. People lie to one another without guilt. They break promises without regret. Loyalty is rare. Trust is broken easily. Where once there was faithfulness, now there is deception. Friends turn into enemies overnight. Marriages fall apart because commitment no longer matters. Vows mean nothing. People say one thing but do another. Their words are empty, their actions selfish. They no longer love with sincerity. They love only for what they can gain. If someone no longer benefits them, they cut them off without hesitation. The love that should be unconditional has become the moment things get hard, they leave. Hatred is growing at an alarming rate. People are quick to judge, quick to criticize, quick to condemn. They assume the worst in others. They tear each other down with their words. They spread lies, rumors, and slander. They find joy in seeing others fall. Instead of lifting people up, they push them down. Instead of speaking life, they speak destruction. They love to see others fail. They love to see others suffer. Instead of celebrating success, they are filled with jealousy. Instead of rejoicing in others' blessings, they are consumed with envy. Love has been replaced with competition, comparison, and selfish ambition. Social media has magnified the coldness of the heart. People attack each other behind screens. They say things they would never say in person. They destroy reputations with a single post. They spread hate without remorse. They do not stop to think about the consequences of their words. They do not care about the damage they cause. They have lost all sense of empathy. They mock, ridicule, and insult without a second thought. And the worst part, they enjoy it. They find entertainment in the suffering of others. They find joy in stirring up arguments, in creating division, in watching people fall apart. The world has taught people to love themselves above all else. Selfishness is at an all-time high. People are consumed with their own desires, their own ambitions, their own pleasure. They do not consider how their actions affect others. They do not care who they hurt as long as they get what they want. They have become lovers of themselves, lovers of money, lovers of pleasure, rather than lovers of truth. They pursue their own happiness at any cost, even if it means stepping on others, betraying those closest to them, or destroying lives along the way. Even in times of crisis, compassion is scarce. People see suffering and turn away. They watch others struggle and feel nothing. Instead of helping, they mock. Instead of giving, they hoard. Instead of comforting, they ignore. Their hearts have turned to stone. The pain of others does not move them. The cries of the broken do not reach them. They have become numb to suffering. They have become blind to the needs of those around them. They have built walls around their hearts, shutting out love, shutting out mercy, shutting out kindness. Pride has overtaken humility. People refuse to admit when they are wrong. They refuse to say sorry. They refuse to make peace. Their egos are too big, their hearts too stubborn. They would rather hold on to anger than seek reconciliation. They would rather let relationships die than humble themselves. Forgiveness is foreign to them. They demand grace but refuse to give it. They expect others to understand their mistakes, but they will not extend the same understanding. They hold others to impossible standards while excusing their own failures. Their hearts are hardened, their love grown cold. Even those who once had love in their hearts are growing weary. They have been hurt too many times. They have been betrayed too often. They have been taken advantage of, used, and abandoned. And now they struggle to love. They struggle to trust. They struggle to open their hearts again. Pain has made them cold. Disappointment has made them numb. They no longer want to care because caring has only brought them suffering. They build walls to protect themselves, but in doing so, they shut out love completely. They are alive, but their hearts are frozen. They exist, but they no longer feel. Love was meant to be the foundation of humanity, the force that holds everything together. But when love disappears, everything falls apart. Without love, there is no peace. Without love, there is no unity. Without love, there is no true joy. The world is breaking because love is fading. The world is growing darker because hearts are growing colder. And unless people wake up, unless they fight to keep love alive, the coldness will only spread. The love of many has grown cold, and the signs are everywhere. The world is shaking. Everywhere you turn, there is chaos, uncertainty, and fear. The earth itself groans under the weight of corruption and violence. Nations are on edge, alliances are breaking, and conflicts are rising. There is no stability, no peace, no certainty about tomorrow. What was once secure now feels fragile. What once stood firm is now crumbling. The signs of global turmoil are undeniable. No one can ignore them anymore. Wars and conflicts are spreading like wildfire. Nations rise against nations, people against people. The world is divided, and hatred fuels every battle. There is no middle ground, no compromise, only destruction. Leaders speak of peace, but their actions lead to war. They make promises they cannot keep. They shake hands in public while plotting against one another in secret. Governments are corrupt, driven by greed, power, and control. They do not serve the people, they manipulate them. They twist the truth to fit their agendas. They stir up division to gain more control, and the people suffer because of it. Violence is no longer an exception, it is the norm. Every day there are new reports of mass killings, bombings, and acts of terror. People live in constant fear. They do not know if today will be their last. Lawlessness is increasing and justice is fading. The wicked go unpunished while the innocent suffer. Those who stand for truth are silenced. Those who seek righteousness are mocked. The world is upside down, evil is praised, and goodness is condemned. People have lost all sense of right and wrong. They act without conscience, without remorse. Natural disasters are escalating. The earth shakes. Storms rage. Fires consume and floods destroy. Entire cities are wiped out overnight. Homes are reduced to rubble. Lives are lost in an instant. The warnings were given long ago, and now they are coming to pass. The oceans roar, the winds scream, and the ground trembles. The world is groaning as if crying out in pain. And yet, people refuse to see the truth. They call it coincidence. They call it climate change. But they do not realize that these are signs that the foundations of the earth are being shaken. Famine is spreading across the land. Crops fail, food shortages rise, and hunger increases. The land no longer produces as it once did. People starve while others waste. The rich grow richer while the poor suffer. Wealth is hoarded, resources are controlled, and the masses are left with nothing. People fight over food. They steal to survive. They kill for a piece of bread. The cost of living skyrockets, and the poor are crushed under the weight of poverty. The systems that once sustained the world are failing. The balance is breaking. Plagues and diseases continue to spread. Medicine cannot keep up. New illnesses appear, more deadly than the last. People live in fear of the next outbreak, the next pandemic, the next invisible enemy that could take their lives in an instant. The air is filled with sickness, and no one is safe. The world once believed it had control, that science and technology could solve every problem. But now even the most advanced nations are helpless. The strongest economies are collapsing. The most powerful governments are losing control. The world is on its knees, but still, people refuse to humble themselves. Technology, once seen as a tool for good, has become a weapon. It controls, manipulates, and enslaves. Privacy is disappearing. Freedom is an illusion. People are watched, tracked, and monitored. They are fed lies through screens, shaped by algorithms that dictate what they should believe. Truth is censored. Lies are promoted. The world is being programmed, and most do not even realize it. They follow blindly, accepting whatever they are told. Independent thought is dying. Personal choice is vanishing. The system is tightening its grip, and soon there will be no escape. Financial systems are crumbling. Banks are failing. Currencies are losing value. The economy is a ticking time bomb. The cost of living rises, but wages stay the same. People work harder, but they have less. They are drowning in debt, trapped in a system designed to keep them struggling. The rich control everything, and the gap between the wealthy and the poor is wider than ever. Inflation steals from the people, and no one can stop it. The days of financial security are over. What people once relied on is now fading away. People are restless. Protests break out. Riots fill the streets. Governments are losing control of their own people. The anger that has been building for years is now erupting. The oppressed are rising, demanding justice. But true justice is nowhere to be found. Chaos fills the streets, and destruction follows. The world is not at peace. It is at war with itself. Fear grips the hearts of many. They know something is wrong. They feel it deep inside. The world is not stable. It is trembling on the edge of something greater, something inevitable. And yet, In the midst of all this, people continue to live as if nothing is happening. They chase after temporary pleasures. They distract themselves with entertainment, with wealth, with success. They refuse to acknowledge the signs. They refuse to wake up. They laugh at those who warn them. They call them fools, conspiracy theorists, alarmists. They do not see that the world is unraveling right before their eyes. They do not see that everything they have built their lives on is crumbling. They do not realize that the time is short. The signs of global turmoil are everywhere. They are increasing in frequency and intensity. They can no longer be ignored. The world is being shaken, and soon nothing will be the same. The gospel is spreading rapidly across the world like never before. What was once confined to small gatherings and hidden communities is now reaching the farthest corners of the earth. The message that was spoken centuries ago is still alive, still powerful, and still transforming lives. No force on earth can stop it. No opposition can silence it. No barrier can contain it. The truth is moving forward, and nothing will stand in its way. Everywhere, people are hearing the message for the first time. In villages where no one had ever spoken the name of salvation, voices are now lifting in worship. In cities where faith was once outlawed, hearts are now surrendering. From underground churches to digital platforms, from the whispered testimonies of the persecuted to the loud proclamations in stadiums, the gospel is spreading, the fire is burning, and it cannot be extinguished. Technology has become a tool for the gospel. Messages of hope are reaching people through screens, through radios, through satellites, through social media. People who once had no access to the truth can now hear it at the touch of a button. Videos, sermons, and teachings are going viral, planting seeds in the hearts of millions. A single post, a single video, a single message can reach across oceans, into places where missionaries cannot go, into hearts that were once closed. What the enemy meant for evil, technology, distraction, and deception, is now being used to spread the most powerful truth the world has ever known. The hunger for truth is growing. People are searching. They are looking for something real, something lasting, something greater than themselves. The world has failed them. Money has left them empty. Power has left them broken. Pleasure has left them longing for more. They have tried everything, and nothing has satisfied them. But when they hear the truth, something awakens inside them. They recognize the voice they have been waiting for, the voice that has been calling them all along. And when they taste the goodness of truth, they cannot turn back. Persecution is rising, but instead of stopping the spread, it is fueling it. The more the world tries to silence the message, the louder it becomes. The more it tries to destroy the faithful, the stronger they become. History has proven this over and over again. When persecution increases, the message spreads even faster. The blood of the martyrs is the seed of the movement. Those who suffer for the truth do not give up. They grow bolder, they do not retreat, they press forward. They do not fear death, for they know that nothing can separate them from the love they have encountered. In places where faith is forbidden, people are gathering in secret. They whisper prayers in the darkness. They pass around hidden pages of the Word. They risk their lives just to hear a single teaching, just to sing a single song of worship. And yet, despite the danger, they do not stop, they do not waver, they do not deny the truth they have found. Instead, they share it, they spread it, they take the risk because they know that what they have received is worth more than anything this world could ever offer. Young people are rising up, a new generation is awakening. They are tired of the lies. They are tired of the emptiness. They are tired of the deception that has been fed to them their entire life. They are seeking something real. They are tired of a world that tells them they are just accidents, just random collections of cells with no purpose, no destiny, no meaning. They are searching for the truth that was written on their hearts from the beginning, and when they find it, they are never the same. They are bold. They are fearless. They do not care about the opinions of the world, they only care about the truth that has set them free. Miracles are happening, the sick are being healed, the broken are being restored, the addicted are being set free, the lost are being found, the supernatural is increasing and no one can deny it. In places where people have never heard, signs and wonders are confirming the truth. In places where people have rejected it, undeniable encounters are breaking through their hardest defenses. Even those who once mocked, who once doubted, who once hated, are being transformed in ways they never imagined possible. The movement cannot be stopped. Governments have tried, dictators have tried, empires have tried. Every force that has ever stood against the spread of this truth has crumbled. Every attempt to erase it has failed. Every effort to destroy it has only made it stronger. Because this message is not of human origin. It is not dependent on trends, on culture, on approval. It is eternal. It is unshakable. It is alive, and it will never fade. The world is being prepared. The message is reaching places it has never reached before. Hearts are being stirred. People are awakening. The truth is being revealed. And no matter how dark the world becomes, no matter how fierce the opposition grows, the light will not be overcome. The gospel is spreading rapidly, and nothing can stop it.